Have you ever studied grammar for years? You know the rules, you know the tenses. But when it's time to speak, your mind goes blank. You open your mouth and suddenly you're thinking, is it present perfect or past simple? Should I use have been or was? Wait, what's the rule again? And then silence. If that's you, let me tell you something very important. You are not bad at English. You are not slow. You are not untalented. You've just been trained to use grammar the wrong way for speaking. Today, I'm going to show you how to use grammar naturally while speaking English. Not like a textbook, not like an exam, but like a real human being in real conversations. So relax, take a breath, and let's fix this together. First, I want to tell you something honest. Most traditional grammar learning is designed for writing, not speaking. When you learned grammar in school, what did you do? You filled in blanks. You memorized rules. You analyzed sentence structures. You corrected mistakes on paper. But when do you ever do that in real life while talking? Imagine you're at a coffee shop. Someone asks you, "How was your weekend?" You don't have time to think. Okay, weekend is finished. So I need past simple, regular, or irregular verb. No, you just need to say, "It was great. I went out with my friends." Speaking grammar is different from written grammar. When we speak, we use simpler structures, shorter sentences, repeated patterns. We don't try to be perfect. We try to communicate. That's the big difference. Grammar for writing is about accuracy. Grammar for speaking is about clarity and speed. And if you try to use writing grammar while speaking, you freeze. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that native speakers break grammar rules when they talk? They say things like, "Me and my friend went there. Ain't nobody got time for that." I was like, what? In school, you probably learned that some of these are incorrect, but native speakers use them naturally. Why? Because speaking is not a grammar test. It's communication. Even native speakers don't think about grammar rules when they talk. They use patterns they've heard thousands of times. That's what fluency really is, not knowing rules, but knowing patterns automatically. Let's talk about something practical. You don't need all grammar to speak fluently. You need a small, powerful core. Let's simplify. In real conversations, you mainly use past simple, present simple, present continuous, going to, and sometimes present perfect. That's it. Of course, there are more tenses, but in daily speaking, these are your main tools. For example, present simple, I work from home. I like coffee. I don't understand. Past simple, I watched a movie. She called me. We didn't go. Present continuous, I'm working right now. She's studying. Going to, I'm going to start a new job. We're going to travel. Present perfect, I've seen that movie. I've never tried sushi. Notice something. These sentences are short, clear, simple. Fluency doesn't come from complicated grammar. It comes from mastering simple grammar deeply. Let me show you something very important. Many learners try to build sentences from rules, but fluent speakers build sentences from meaning. For example, imagine you want to say, "I've lived here for 5 years." Many students think, okay, I started in the past, and it continues until now. So I need present perfect, subject plus have plus past participle. That's too slow. Instead, train your brain to connect meaning to pattern. Situation, started in the past and still true. Pattern. I've lived here for, that's it. No rule explanation in your head, just pattern. Let's try a small exercise together. Pause for a second and answer this. You started learning English 3 years ago. You are still learning. Say it. I've been learning English for 3 years. Good. Again, faster. I've been learning English for 3 years. Now, don't think about the grammar name. Just feel the pattern. This is how grammar becomes natural. Now, let's talk about a very common problem. Translation. If you translate in your head before speaking, you will always be slow. Why? Because you're doing double work. First, you create the sentence in your language. Then you search for grammar rules in English. Then you translate. Then you check if it's correct. That's too much. Instead, start thinking in small English chunks. For example, instead of thinking, I want to express my desire to drink coffee, just think, I want coffee. Start small. Fluency grows from simple sentences. You don't sound less intelligent by using simple grammar. You sound clearer. And clarity is powerful. Let me show you a small dialogue. Wrong way, overthinking friend. What did you do yesterday? Yesterday I have gone to the market and I have bought some vegetables. This is a common mistake. Why? Because you learned present perfect and you want to use it. But in natural speaking, we say, I went to the market and bought some vegetables. Shorter, cleaner, more natural. Here's another one. Unnatural. I am going to discuss about this topic. Natural. I'm going to talk about this. Simple words, simple grammar. That's how people actually speak. Now, let's talk about sentence patterns. Native speakers repeat patterns again and again. For example, I think, I feel like, it depends on. The thing is, I'm not sure if these are grammar structures. But we don't think of them as grammar. They're ready-made building blocks. If you collect 50 of these and practice them daily, your fluency will increase dramatically. Try this now. Finish this sentence out loud. I think. Say something. Anything. I think it's a good idea. I think we should wait. I think it's too expensive. See? Same structure, different meaning. That's speaking grammar. Now let's talk about mistakes. Many learners are afraid of making grammar mistakes while speaking. But here's the truth. Small grammar mistakes do not destroy communication. Silence does. If you say, he'd go to work yesterday, is it perfect? No. Do people understand you? Yes. Communication happened. Confidence grows when you speak, not when you wait to be perfect. Perfection is for writing exams. Fluency is for speaking freely. Here's something practical you can do alone. Talk to yourself. Yes, really. Describe what you're doing. I'm making coffee. I'm checking my phone. I'm thinking about tomorrow. Then talk about your past. Today was busy. I had 2 meetings. I felt tired. Then talk about your future. Tomorrow, I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to start exercising. You are practicing real speaking grammar. No book, no pressure, just patterns. Do this for 5 to 10 minutes every day. You'll feel the difference. Now, let me tell you something very important. Fluency is not about knowing more grammar. It's about using what you already know automatically. If you're intermediate, you already know enough grammar to speak. Your problem is not knowledge. It's speed and confidence. And speed comes from repetition. Say sentences out loud. Repeat patterns. Shadow native speakers. Copy their rhythm, not their complexity, their simplicity. Let's do one more small practice together. I'll say a situation. You say the sentence, situation, you're tired now. Say it. I'm tired. Good. Now add a reason. I'm tired because I didn't sleep well. Good. Past situation. You watched a great movie yesterday? I watched a great movie yesterday. Now add opinion. It was amazing. See, you just used present simple, past simple, because adjectives. Real grammar, real speaking. No stress. I want you to remember this. Grammar is not a cage. It's a tool. If you hold the tool too tightly, you can't move. Use grammar lightly. Focus on meaning. When you speak, ask yourself, did they understand me? Not, was that 100% grammatically perfect? That shift will change everything. And please, stop comparing yourself to native speakers. They spent thousands of hours hearing these patterns as children. You're building this as an adult. It takes practice, but it is absolutely possible. Fluency is a skill, not a gift, not talent, not intelligence. Skill. And skills grow with repetition. So here's what I want you to do after this video. Choose 5 simple sentence patterns. For example, I think, I feel like, I'm going to. I've never, I used to. And create 10 sentences for each, out loud, every day for a week. Don't analyze. Just speak. Your brain will start connecting grammar to meaning automatically. And one day, you'll notice something beautiful. You're speaking, and you're not thinking about grammar anymore. It just comes out. That's the moment grammar becomes natural. If this video helped you, tell me in the comments. What is your biggest grammar problem when speaking? Is it tenses? Is it confidence? Is it translating? I read your comments. And I create videos for you. And if you want to become more fluent, more confident, and finally speak English without fear, subscribe and join this community. You don't need perfect grammar. You need courage, practice, and the right mindset, and you're already on the right path. Keep speaking, keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video.